the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Always better fun and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Always better fun and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys.
That's a nice song, I've got to admit. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting, everyone. I am Laz, the person who's late tonight. Sorry. I didn't mean to be. I know it doesn't happen often, even though I'm Lazy Mini Painting. I'm usually relatively on time. It's good 5 minutes just though, while I'm late. So sorry about that. I do apologise. But tonight's rock stage, and I'm feeling a little bit excited about this. If I can get everything I want done, regardless of speed, I'll be happy. But I think it might take a while to get everything that I want done. So let's go with what I want to do. So hello Beaky, good evening mate, and hello Twisted, welcome in, thank you both for coming. Is there anyone on portrait mode apart from me? No, there's only me, and that's me poising that I'm going to be late, and thanking people for waiting. And sorry, Sparkles, who's raising her hand just to make sure that she's also here as well. And so, yeah, best behaviour. Are you in portrait or? So, portrait mode, best behaviour, please. There are two people that have heavy boots to kick people out. One of them is Sparkles, the other one is Ali. I don't know if Ali's going to be coming in tonight. If she is, then hello to Ali. If she's not, then have a good night, Ali, because you're going to be resting. But yeah, that's the other one that usually has the boots, and that's quite happy to go boot if you're going to be one of the spammers or one of the idiots. But we don't get many in here, which is great, so we're alright. Anyway, back to the project. Enough rambling on about things. So, I want to build, because I've got 2 pots, one yellow, one red. And I want to essentially glue those into the middle of it. And then have them as big dock-off speakers. Sit down for a second. That go kind of there. The pair of them. Orcs don't care about the noise going on behind them. They just want to make things loud. So there's going to be 2 huge dock-off speakers. Now obviously that gives problems all into itself, is how am I going to get 2 flimsy little flower pots to hold there, and what am I going to do around it and behind it. I thought of that. We're going to have little speakers to fill in gaps. Okay, so all basically behind the drummer and the guitarist and the lead singer, because the actual speakers are going to be down there, it's just going to be lots and lots and lots and lots of speakers, because it needs to be loud. It's an Orc rock stage. It needs to at least look like it's going to be loud, even though it's only like 3 watts and a little Bluetooth speaker. But that's more, for inside the human house. But it needs to look like it's going to crank out way more than it should. So it needs to have lots of speakers. So we need to make the speakers. So we've got the 2 flower pots for the big speakers, and we've got these 3 little triangle, essentially scroll lids. Now we need to put something in those as well to make them look like speakers. Now I don't have enough of these, and I don't think they look good enough, to be quite honest. I don't. So we'll see. But I also have various other little things, like bits off a Nemesis Dread Knight, which goes in like, if I can get it flat, would go in like that. I also have Lego pieces, which would work just as well, I believe, if I can flatten them out, and I believe they will work just as well if it stands upright like it's supposed to. So these various things that I could use, and I could always try and make something else if I wish, because let's face it, I've got all sorts of stuff on my desk, and I've got all sorts of stuff in my bits boxes. I've got the entire box over there that I could just go nuts on. And I also have the 4 wheels. I have the Meccano set, which has got those 4 wheels in it. So I might end up swapping these out for those 4 wheels. I've had 2 wheels on each side instead, and who knows. But I intend to have lots and lots of speakers to it. Also, it is an Orc contraption. It is an Orc building, and it's designed for noise. And what's better for noise than something that goes daka daka daka? So I've also got other plans, because I've got Backrot, who's got to go right up here at the top. I've got to find some way to make him stand above that, because he's about that high. So he'll get lost behind it, which is a bit of a shame. Good evening, Graham. Good evening. How was gaming tonight? I hope it went alright. So we do have that I've got to build a platform for Backrot, but then I also need Backrot to be in charge of the pyrotechnics, which are going to be some of the 6 barrel mortar things from the Imperial Guard, whatever platform things it's called. The heavy weapons platforms. Them ones. Yeah, these ones. But they also have las cannons, which will be very good for light shows, and they have a little one as well. And I think I have some more scattered around all over the place, but I did want to save the little ones for my Land Raider, so I can actually give it twin las cannons apart from the... But no, transport capacity says I should keep it with the twin Hurricane bolters, but we'll see. So I can give it light shows, and I can give it pyrotechnics with these things. And where's the back of them? There they are. And they go on there, so that should be good enough to give it some kind of pyrotechnics look. And I just need to get all that up here, probably mounted to this somehow, all on the back of it. But that means is gonna need shoring up, and I am limited with space back there because I still need to slot in the Bluetooth speaker. So my thought is, I have this. Well, it came originally when it was just the stage and not a little bit of an arena thing in front of it. It came with Lego stuff all over it. Now, I am using Meccano bits as well, but this is a very nice little support beam, so I intend to use that essentially as the central piece right back here, and then I'm going to try and build it up to reach the platform up here so I have something to build on top of, and it adds a bit of rigidity and security to this section because it is still very floppy. It is still very floppy. Oh, there's Backrot. See, Backrot. He needs to be stood up here somehow, with the pyrotechnics going off behind him. So yeah, I also need to paint him as well, don't I? Well, he's mostly green already. I just need to do the yellowy bits because when I biostripped him, he stayed green. Essentially, he had dyed the plastic. But I need to be able to put him up there first. And that's where I'm deciding, do I do that or do I do on speakers? I glue speakers in first and put them to one side. That's what I do. I'll at least do these ones first, because these ones just take a crap load of super glue because of the two different types of plastic. Yes, so super glue unnozzler, which is just a pin. And you push that down into the super glue hole, and hopefully you can push it down far enough so it goes all the way through, and then pull it out slowly enough so that it doesn't cause a suction and cover your fingers in super glue. I've got the wrong jeans on to be doing this right over. Right, okay. Do this over here instead. Just so if it does fall off, it's going to go into one of the little pots. Ah, bugger. Yep, no, he's got it. Good. Right. Right. So I need these to be on relatively flat surface to start with. And then a ring of super glue under that, and a ring of super glue on the bottom of that. And put the super glue out of the way. Which I've lost the lid for, so I'll be extra bloody careful with by doing that so it can't fall over. Then you get one of these and put it in that one, like so, and put it to one side so it can dry and we can work on other things. And then do the same with this one and put it in the bottom. So it's roughly in the center. It's still an archy thing, so it doesn't have to be banged on. And then put that down there as well. You can dry. Hopefully you'll all be dry by the time I figured out what the hell I'm doing. Right, before I work on the little ones, because I don't know if I'm using these or the wheels, because I need to know what the size of them are. Because, yeah, that's another problem that I've not figured out yet, is how I'm going to mount those. I'm going to work on the back section over here. So to do that, I'm going to turn it, just so I can see what I'm doing, and so can you. It does help, doesn't it? You know, being able to see what the bloody hell's going on. Especially if I've got a camera on it. I suppose that's the entire point, you see, so you can see what's going on. Right, that doesn't help at all. There. That's better. Right, that's the nice thing about being able to move this around. So I'm building up from here to try and get it to here. Now I might have to remove a couple of nubbly bits on this side just to help flatten it out and make it possible to put things on, but we shall see. We shall see. Right. Oh. Why have I got a feeling I've not got any sandpaper or files near me? Because I've thrown my sandpaper away. Have I thrown my sandpaper away? Or should I say, have I thrown all my sandpaper away? I do have little bits elsewhere. And if not, where's my file? My file's probably on my desk, it's just that my desk is a mess. So, is that a file? No, it's a drill bit. Of course it's a drill bit. Why would it be a file? And I don't mean a modelling drill bit, I mean there's a proper drill bit. I certainly wouldn't want to use it on a model, put it that way. Way too fucking big. It'll take out a space marine on its own. Where's my file gone? Desperate times, desperate measures. Can't find a file, can't find sandpaper. Do not particularly wish to go walking around the house for bloody ages. So I'm just gonna try and use the teeth off a pair of pliers. See if we can at least get them to take some of it off. No, they are bloody useless. That was a bad idea, lads. That was a really bad idea. Mold line remover might work though. So, mold line remover. I have one of these. So, just scraping the paper off so I can get access to the plastic because it was glued down to card. Don't want to remove too much, but may wish to remove the knobbly bits at the top on the other end, because I don't think I'm going to be sticking it into any fake Lego type buildy blocks. Let's face it, Minilaz does not let me use his Lego to build my Warhammer, and rightly so. He never bloody uses his Lego. Well, not his. No, he doesn't use these Lego that much. Mainly because he doesn't like the scale, I don't think. Because he's a very small scale. Yeah, I don't think he likes that bit of it. Right, glue. Now, I don't know if this will plastic glue. I don't know if this will plastic glue. Let's find out first. Move that out of the way so I don't accidentally end the stream. Move that way over there, please. Thank you. Yeah, plastic thing in the way. Okay. Which means I've got to use my wrong hand. And I know some people go, well, that's the right hand. No, that's the wrong hand. Oh, that's not even where I want it, is it? It's kind of round there, but I want to take those knobbly bits off with crap snips. Where did I put my good snips? I only found them yesterday. So how has everyone else been since yesterday? Anything good? Anything new? It's midweek, you never know what's going to happen. Bit of a random thing. Nearly the weekend, of course. Sparkles is going to a concert soon. Lucky Sparkles. Can't remember if you're going to say. Just know you're going to see someone. Does that mean the kids get takeaway and moving if you want it? Should be fun. And if not, I may end up doing more soldering. Because let's face it, that soldering is going to take absolutely bloody ages. It's going to look good, but it's going to take ages just to make sure it is actually working. And it could just still be another chip that I've not got right that's causing it to mess up. Come on. Right. Is that enough plastic? I hope so. A Fagrim! Good evening. Good evening. It looks, because Graham's the next one above you in the little green thing, you look very, very close. And I was wondering, has he said that again? Nice. Nice. Do some painting, and Twist is moving on to the next purity seal. And we all know what Space Marines are like for purity seals, especially on things like, I believe it's the Dreadnought that you're doing at the minute, so yeah, that thing's gonna have loads, especially if you've added more to make it a little bit more venerable. If you've added more, then yeah, there's gonna be loads. See, I still need to leave room so I can try and slide the speaker system in. So can I shave down a mil or two on the back here so it drops properly? I don't want to try and do it with snips because it's going to be, I need it to be quite accurate, so I only want to take little bits off and shave it essentially rather than chop it. It does make a bit more of a mess, but you know, to get it done you've got to be willing to do it. There's no point going at it haphazardly, even though I am winging the entire project. But I'm an arc 6 and you didn't even add any. Jeez. At least Space Marines only get 1, maybe 2 per Space Marine, but then again you get 10 Space Marines in the bloody unit, don't you? So, it still ends up with more bloody purity seals. I think that's going to have to be super glued, you know. But because there's a crack in it, I'm going to have to be careful. There is a crack right down the middle of the Sky Shield landing pad because that is how it gets put together. Kind of slots in round. I got this as an absolute bargain from Games Workshop themselves. It was just going off sale. It was in unpackaged. It was in unpictured packaging, so just a white box. And I think I got it for 15 quid. The entire Sky Shield landing pad. What else did I get? I got a couple of things at the same time. Well, that worked out nicely. That did work out nicely. And then I realised how absolutely useless it was as any form of cover or terrain. And then kind of regretted it a bit after that. But to start with, it was alright. It was a good little bit of... It was nice. But yeah, it didn't want to... It didn't work quite as well as I wanted it to. Now, where have I put that box of other things? Well, basically, where have I put the Meccano box? There it is. Not Meccano, Technics. Lego Technics. Which is here. Right, so that's got the other speakers that I'm not sure whether or not I'm using them or the bottle lids. Because they're bigger than the bottle lids. And there's only 4 of them because they are supposed to be wheels. But I need nice sturdy sticks. I need a couple of nice sturdy sticks that I can cut off and glue onto there. If there was any way I could attach that to them, then that would be nice. But I don't think I can. Unless... oh no, possibly. Just to help that out. And then other... have I got any longer bits than that, or is it all just shorter bits and I'm going to be better off using a longer and almost making it like that? That might be the better way to do it. Yeah, I know. Games Workshop and Sale in the same sentence. This was way, way, way back when. So, put it this way: the Manchester shop wasn't where it is now when that happened. The managers have changed a couple of times in that time period. So, yeah, I don't think you would get that now, in all fairness. But I know what he was doing. He was just clearing off old stock. But I was more than happy to take that chance of clearing off old stocks. If you were, yeah, I'll help you out a bargain, mate. I will help you out a bargain, especially seeing as I've been in there quite a lot during that period. It was before me and Sparkles, and I was working at the time, so. It was quite a while ago. Put it this way, what they call Combat Patrol now was about 50-60 quid at the time, and now they're charging 100 and what for it? 100 and what the hell do you think you're doing? That's too much. That's what they're charging for it at the moment. Right, so if it's got this double thingy here, so I can connect that in with having enough room for that in between. See? So I can do that, but I can't find a single connector to connect them in. And that's rather frustrating. Is that one? Is that one? See, the problem is I don't know what all the parts are. And I'm not using all the parts for what they're actually supposed to be. So, good evening, Francois. How are you? Yeah, the red shirt days. Essentially, yeah. If that's how you remember it, then yes. But back in the good old days when Games Workshop employees and staff could work you a discount if you were spending a lot of money in store that day, that is when I managed to get hold of my copy of the Sky Shield landing pad. Someone I knew just happened to spend a lot of money in there that day. I actually ended up with all the bloody models. I'm not gonna lie, all the models he bought that day are now mine. Every single one of them. But I also have the Sky Shield landing pad as well, so that is nice. Just finished the Dark Tide show. I tried to pop in, at least pop in a little bit for one of those earlier. I didn't say much, but yep, I tried to lurk for a bit. But life being life, I had to go do things. So sadly, I had to leave. I can't even remember what you were doing on the missions, to be quite honest, because I've never played Dark Tide. So I'm not sure what the missions are. I played Vermintide, and I've got Vermintide 2. I've not got all the expansions for it, because that requires money. I got it when it was in White Dwarf, and you got Vermintide 2 and Space Marine and a load of other stuff. Just by putting in a code, it was great. Ah, come on, you son of a gun. There you go, you go in there. Right, so far I'm trying to build it up like this. Alright, so Graham's probably going to have a tism fit at me for doing things wrong or not doing it right, I don't know. But my tism means I don't give two hoots whether I'm getting it right or not. I'll just try it anyway and force the damn thing. There we go, see? And there, it's big enough. Awesome. In fact, it's big enough that I can still clip these two off to try and make it so that I've got that to... Ooh! Let's do some chopping. Thank you very much, Graham. Night, mate. You have a good one. And you get some rest because you have got a very... Is it this weekend? Is it this weekend, Chilcon? And obviously, you are going to be a very busy man over that weekend. Making and spending. What was that all about? God knows. There we go, that's a bit better. Now, just kind of need to glue one of them in place, and then we can glue the other one. Yeah. Glue the top pin. Wow. So you didn't even get to play the crap version, which was Skyrim. If you liked Oblivion, Skyrim was a huge letdown. If you'd never played an Elder Scrolls game before and somebody give you Skyrim first, it was an incredibly fun game because you didn't know anything about it. If you did know anything about Skyrims and the Elder Scrolls games, then you realised very quickly on that that game was broken. That game was just broke from the start. It was just ridiculous. I'm going to read that bit. It's not that I was gone, it's just that, well, I was still logged in, Francois. It's just that I may have been AFK. As I said, life is life. I had to do vet run today. Wasn't very nice. Cat hates me now. Cat, she's not even looking at me. She's laid there. She's got her face turned away from me. Not even just looking forward where I could be in a peripheral. No. Head turned fully looking away from me. Not even asking me for food tonight. And you got fresh Turbo Dog. Oh, Turbo Dog. Yeah, well, he's not dead dog, is he? No, he's not. He's not dark. He is not knock. He may be close, but he's not knock. Yeah, Games Workshop Terrain's weird. It's like with the Fortress of Redemption that I've currently got. I'm sorry, we're just waiting for glue to dry at the moment. And if you are just popping in and you're wondering why I'm just talking and not doing anything, I'm just waiting for glue to dry. Yeah, Games Workshop Terrain is weird because the Fortress of Redemption that I've got and the Aquila Strongpoint, I'm looking at both of them thinking, yeah, they're nice. They are beautiful pieces of terrain, but the big cumbersome and not very usable. So, I've had ideas. When terrain season comes around properly, yeah, you're gonna notice because the tower's getting used for something else from the Fortress of Redemption. The trenchy thing's gonna be used in a different way. The two end pieces are essentially going to become more like standing gun platform, so people can go on, more like what this should have been, the Sky Shield pad. It's going to be mini versions of that, and the actual large Aquila gunpoint may just be broken down for parts to go with other building scenery bits, so I can put some ornate bits in there as well. But I don't think that we're staying as they are, which some people are probably thinking, you've got a what and a what and you're going to do what with it now? It's the advantages of having what I've got. In this case she does. She's 18 now, and she can't retract her claws, so we had to take her to get her claws clipped and blood test because of her medication. So yeah, she had us over a barrel on that one. We had to go. I had to take her, and they had to reschedule, didn't they? I had it booked like way earlier, but no, they decided it needed to be changed. So it was like, oh, of course you do. Right, now how are we going to build up a platform? Go on, people, let's think. How are we going to build how am I going to build up a platform on there for like Super Mega Grot? Although I'm going to have to snap that finger off just to make it look like he's doing a rock symbol. Sorry, mate. There you go, that's better. So he needs to go up here, essentially. All the way up here at the top. See, I've got some of the... I'm not sure if it's this... Basically, whatever this stuff is that I've used here, I've got more available. And I've got a bastion as well, which is currently in pieces, which is pretty much how it arrived. Not much you can do about that. But it's currently in pieces, so I'm definitely looking to move all that into some kind of project. Or projects. Because I've got enough to do more than one, especially if I'm, yeah, with the 3 large scale plus all the bits, I've got loads. And that's giving all the and that's still giving all the stuff away that would be technically Necromunda compatible, like the generators and things like that, and a lot of the pipe works and stuff. Although I've kept some pipe work for things like this. Right, so I need something that's gonna kind of go on there. Now, will that suffice? Essentially, will that kind of cover in that gap, and then let me put like blocks on it and things? There is only one way we will find out, and that would have to be snip the bloody thing and put it there and find out if it will fit where I want it to fit. I mean, I don't care if I've got to snip bits off it and alter it a little bit, but I need a rough, like, okay, yeah, it's got to work. If I start with that, it's got a good chance of working. No, that has not got a good chance of working. How about if I put that way around and try and glue it like there? That's got a better chance of working. Yep. And you're just painting the Ballistus Dreadnought. You've not even got to the Brutalis or the Redemptor. You're just painting one of them. And you're painting the gun platform one. The other's a bigger pain in the ass. See if I can glue that on there. That gives me some start at least. So, how do we do this then? How do we do this? Well, obviously we have to super glue that bit because of the bit that it is. And then we need a super glue unclogger. 9 Imperial Bastions. 9! And an Inquilla Stronghold. To build the Fortress Monastery. Yeah, I've not got that much. Although I have got quite a bit of... I'm not sure if it was Cities of Death, or it might have been the set after. But I have got quite a bit of that stuff. So, I'm not completely without bits. I just don't think I'm going to be able to get a full monastery or anything out of. Although I may be able to get one, like, monastery type thing out of it because of the Fortress of Redemption and having them 4 big angelic sections. So if I break them off and flatten them out a bit, then that might be able to help make a fortress monastery, like 2 at the either side of the gate, and build it like that. Well, that's not a bad idea actually. I put one on that side, one on that side, and then have it as ramparts going up and round, and have them as the 2 gate figures with a big gate in the middle, and then have the 2 on the back side as well. Ooh, that's just give me an idea. Oh, that's first of 3, and the next one's you're doing your own Red Scorpions this time. Good, good. That Red Scorpion app is coming along nicely. I'm glad I was able to help a little bit as well. Terminator Apothecary, because it needs to be. It needed to be done. It needs to be done. If I come across any more, I'll send them all over as well. Any more Terminator Apothecary things, I am sending to you. Because I know you want them, and I know you need them. So, yeah. So, that's the end of that discussion. As long as it doesn't start costing me stupid bloody money. Because as far as I'm aware, Grey Knights are the only ones that actually got a Terminator Apothecary when it came to Space Marines. Or anything in a Space Marine style armour. It was only Terminators that got the Apothecary, which sucks. I mean, you've got an Apothecary Biologist now. So even thinking Fake Marines get an Apothecary in Gravis armour. But no, they can't do a standard Terminator Apothecary for standard Space Marines. And I know they used to. I just never picked up the model. I mean, way back when. I've just cut all that wrong, haven't I? I've got a feeling I've just cut all that really wrong. Yep. I just got all that really wrong. So much so that I've just knocked all of this right out of place. Just trying to fit that in when it'll probably have been strong enough if I'd have left it. That side still seems a bit weak though. It does seem like it needs something. Something to hold it up. No, that's not working because he's just falling off. Right, now I'll fuck that piece up, so I'm going to wait till that dries properly. And I might apply a bit more super glue to that bit, just to help it. Now I've only got one of each new dread twisted. So I've got one Redemptor, which was an easy build one, so I do not have the Macroplasma Incinerator. I only have the Heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon option. And obviously my Brutalis Dreadnought is a big gimbear, so yay. And I got the Ballistus Dreadnought with Leviathan. What vehicle are we supposed to be getting with the 11th? I can't remember. Is it some form of shitty speeder? He built tower with Cities of Death and topped it with the Sky Shield. Oh, nice idea. And surrounded it with the Necromunda Gang Stronghold. Oh! See, all my Necromunda gang stuff is going to my friend who's got the Necromunda stuff. Used to be able to take a Terminator Apothecary, never. Right, Grey Knights. Yep, Grey Knights had the only one. And when I got donated the Grey Knights, obviously I got donated all the Grey Knight parts, which meant I had a couple of them. At least one, I think, was it at least two I managed to find. Apothecary Terminator arms, which Twisted obviously needs for his Red Scorpions, because they have a lot of Apothecaries. Right, so now he's going to need a box to stand on. Oh, the bleeding joys. Oh, no, I actually have a box. It actually has a box on here. It's got a crate. That's super handy. That's really, really handy. I needed a box. It's got a box. Looks like it comes in 3 bloody parts and you've got to glue it together. And well, yeah, it's a box. It's a box nonetheless. It means it's got something that I can glue the other thing to, and then it can stand on over the top and be there with the pyrotechnics. So it's going to be that bit. Then is it that bit? No. Oh, it's that bit, then that bit? That doesn't look right. Do you only get to choose one of them and then put the lid on? In which case, how high up does that put it? And then with his white thing, it's only just poking out over the top, isn't he? I need it a bit taller than that. Come on, lads, come on. Muck in, see what you can get done. Every sergeant is an apothecary and a carrier. Yeah, that's a cheating army straight off. Just because apothecaries can bring models back. And to have that in every single unit. It's not like not every single army, every single unit. That's like, wow, that's overkill. Oh, it's just supposed to go on this one. So that one's already got the lid, and that one you can glue the lid on. I suppose then you can stack the 2 barrels, the 2 boxes on top, and they will work. Yeah, I think it's some new kind of speeder we're supposed to be getting for 11th. And Orcs are getting, I think it's a Scorcher or a War Trax back, which is interesting because they dropped the War Trax and the Scorcher and things. Very like, yeah, the 8th edition they got rid of all that. So it's interesting that they're looking to bring it back into this edition. Well, oh well. They can do what the bloody hell they want. I can't stop them. Oh, if I only could. If I only could, eh? If I had in charge of it. A 10 point, yeah, but it's a 10 point upgrade you can only apply once. Isn't it? I thought you could only apply each upgrade like that once per army, not per unit. So if you were to upgrade certain models, then yeah, that works better. Sorry, I can't see. Having a little Gretchen dude there, stood bouncing over the top. Yeah, I'm guessing essentially. Is that a Northeastern? It's his special power weapon. He's a sergeant. You can't do that. It's a power weapon. You got any problems with that? Go take it up. Orcs should have whatever they want. But then again, they pretty much do get everything they want, don't they? They just want to have a good time and have a scrap. So that's what they do. Whether it's against each other or somebody else. They're generally just happy going out and having a fight. Or getting drunk and having a fight. Or having a race and having a fight at the same time. I'm not quite sure how that one works. But orcs seem to love it. I'm going to say, yeah, all the apothecaries will look nice, especially because it's army uniform. I mean, if you're going for full legion, then you're going to need a lot of bits. But if you're not going full legion, you should be alright. Right, now clip out the ends of fireworks. Or part of the fireworks. Don't drop it on the floor. And then we're going to glue that onto there. And we know which way around it goes because it's got a little slot thing that goes in. And then we get that part of the fireworks, and then we just got to glue the back of the fireworks on. Or the front of the fireworks. I haven't figured out which way around they go yet. Because I've just not bothered looking. I'm not going to lie, I've just not bothered looking. Right, is there a special way for this to go on? Yes, there is. Of course there is. Look, it's in a really odd shape. I'm not looting any of my tanks. I've already looted, well, I've already looted some, and I have projects from before I actually started my channel that are still sat there waiting for me to come round to finishing them off, and one of them is the battle wagon. Because I want a battle wagon. Why would I not want a battle wagon? These are orcs after all. I need a battle wagon. So that fits under there, but it doesn't fit under there. How well will it fit? On there. I might have to give it a bit of protection, a bit of rebar underneath around the back just to help it. It's a little bit of sprue just to help hold it on. No big deal. Bit of sprue is just a bit of sprue. Just to give me some extra to glue the actual gun to. Oh, come on. This is where super nimble fingers is a good thing. Do you know what the problem is? I do not have super nimble fingers. I need a Landshark subterranean battle wagon. No, but I'm also not going to have a standard battle wagon either. This is still me after all. I will not be having standard. I will be having homemade. So I've already got the engine piece in the cockpit, essentially. I just need other pieces to go into place, and then I'll have the battle wagon. And now that I have the wheels, or at least the start of the wheels, I can move along a little bit better, because I've got tracks that are part of it as well. I just need some big chunky bits at the back. Just need some nice big chunky wheels behind, at the rear of it, because I've got tracks at the front. Because although I'm going, I've completely altered my Ark Army. I'm now going more speed than bodies, which is where the carts and the bikes and the copters become useful. I still need a way to transport Lasgull across the battlefield, and it needs to be cheaper than 800 points, called the Stomper, which I still need to repair the arm on, because it went crunch a while ago and lost an arm, so I need to repair his arm and reinforce his arm and make his arm so he's never gonna go crunch again. Powerfish with chainsaws, kit bash. Oh, nice enough, and yeah, nice enough. Nothing system. You have a point, Francois. Freebooters do need a boat. And what better than a land shark? But Mini Lads won't let me have it. He's got the Hot Wheels shark thing. He won't let me have it. He's already aware that certain stuff Dad can have for his Warhammer, but certain stuff Dad's got to keep his hands off for his Warhammer. Alright, okay. I can't just go stealing all his toys. I'm not going out buying another one, because it costs a fucking fortune. I know it costs a fortune, but for what I'm going to use it for, I don't particularly want to spend that amount of money. And then I could make it a land shark submarine. That might have to come in the future, once he's no longer interested in Hot Wheels. Or not as much. At the moment, he's just got 2 launchers and which we all did as a kid. It's just I didn't have a launcher, I had to go smash with my hands. He's got 2 frigging launch things now. Bloody Nora. Yeah. Even if I tried to, I couldn't get the accuracy and power that those things are set up. It's just stupid. He's got a track that he just sets up a launcher at each end of, and it just points the cars directly at each other, and he just presses a button and they go crash. Fucking crazy. It really is. Absolutely batshit crazy. Right, now the little reinforcement bit under here. If I can actually get this to work this time, because it slid about all over the place last time and just wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. It was just being twat. See, I've not actually glued the grot in place yet. I want to paint him before I glue him in place, but I want to know, I want to put the things around him in place and make sure I can get him out and be able to put him back in and glue him in. See, he's stuck to my finger. Why are you stuck to my finger? You're supposed to bond those 2 pieces of plastic and a bond to my fucking finger. So let's take him out of there for now. Because I do want to paint him up before he goes in there. But his place is now being built. Well, I'll turn it around afterwards. Now, out of this, because it is Meccano-y stuff, not Meccano, Technics, can I build the thing for these, or is that gonna be sufficient to glue them to? Which I don't think it is. I mean, I can glue them to this, but that is going to be a very, very, very fragile connection. So I'd like to be able to, if I could possibly put something through underneath, and then what else? See, will this go all the way through into that, and then went too far. There we go. Why aren't you going in? Oh, because there's a knobbly bit there. Right, okay. That might be more what I'm looking for. Nope. Or maybe it's just that one on the bottom because there's something else in the way. So at least try putting it through there first. Right. Now then, we need to push it through that one next, and there we go, all the way through to the middle. So that should hopefully now be able to, yeah, glue that to that, glue that to that, or at least glue that to that, and then put the other one on and then glue it together. Don't have any pink foam, and I've thrown all my cereal boxes away, so I can't do that once. I'm not overly keen on cereal. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm aware it works, because ta-da, cereal box, or very thin corrugated card. Either way, I'm aware it works, I've used it before. It's just when you've got certain pieces available to you, I feel like I'm obliged to use them, just because they do look good. They add that extra bit to it. As I said, just because it's standard, like yogurt pot type thing. I'm not afraid to use the cheap stuff. It's just sometimes you have to use some expensive stuff. And I did a lot of foam work on my last project, so I want something a bit different. So that one needs to go. I see. Think about that. Whereas that's balancing nicely for that one-ish. it's actually going to be right up there, really. More for that one. And it's going to have to be down a bit further for that one. Okay. Didn't foresee that little problem. And this is where the super glue comes in again. Again, doesn't have to be exactly perfect because we are doing arc stuff. I just do need to make sure I get super glue on the connections. And then sit here holding the damn thing like my life depends on it. Thank you very much, Twisted. He's slowly going to get there. He's slowly going to get there. He would slip literally. I grip it, I hold it in place, and you slip right at the point where I put glue on it. I'm sure you do it to take the mick out of me. There we go. Right. Next one. In this case I want a grip like that, and I can't actually see the full joint, but it's roughly around that. And in this case I'm also going to throw a bit in there as well, just because that's where it's making a connection down the middle. Perfect. Now the plastic glue, of which I'm running out of again, which I already knew, which is why I've got a new one, but still I've got to remember that one day I'm going to have to actually open my new one, and let's just make sure he can go back in there. Excellent. So let's have a bit of a spin round and have a look, shall we? Not done a lot, but I've done a bit, and it's not very easy to see from that angle. So I can put him back up again in a second, that's okay. So now we have, I'll bring it down here before I turn it that way, see? There you go. And he goes up there. So we have the little grot with these two cannons on top and the two large speakers, and then don't fall off please, which stand in the middle there, and then obviously the stage area for the majority of the band, and last but not least the area for the actual singer. Right, I don't think, where have they gone? Where? There they are. I don't think they're gonna. Oh, actually, no, they might. They're gonna take a fair bit of glue, but I don't think they're gonna quite work as well as I was hoped. So I think I might be better off doing the two individual speakers from the Lego kit. Sorry, the 4 speakers. So if we can get them that way around. two down here, because they do actually overlap quite nicely with a bit of a lip. That's not too bad. And then two further up around here. Yeah, that should work. Camera, do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a bendy arm thing. Be a bendy arm thing, please. You're just going to flop now, aren't you? Well, just turn a bit then. If you're going to flop, just turn a bit. And see, things have fallen over. I'm blaming everything on the camera. I don't know if this will work on this plastic. Obviously, I know it works on that. No, it doesn't seem it doesn't look like it's going to work on that plastic. Oh, the choice. I'm going to have to use super glue. Yes, I am. My favourite form of glue. Never have any issues with super glue whatsoever, do I? Oh, wrong way around. Kind of there. Gretchens, sometimes squigs, depending on the what's to hand when they need to do some measuring, and we all know it only goes 1, 2, 3, 4 lots, so it doesn't particularly matter. At this point, the answer is just lots. How am I going to get that into? That's how I'm going to get that into there. It would have been if it had stayed in place. Yeah, a bunch of lots. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 lots. Googly eyes on a cardboard and foam shark. I'm not putting googly eyes. I am not doing googly eyes. I'm refusing to do googly eyes. Because googly eyes are just weird. I'm certainly not putting googly eyes on an art vehicle. Put a Gretchen on an art vehicle. But I'm not putting googly eyes. In fact, that's one of my favourite art vehicles, is the one with the Gretchen strapped to the front. Boomdecker Snazwagon, I think. The custom Bluster Blaster's got the big gun on top. And the Shock Jump Dragster is the other one that I've got. And because I've only got 3, it's got to be one of them. Stay. That did that on purpose then, didn't it? I said stay. It took a giant leap for plastic kind. And he said, no freedom. They can take our parts, but they'll never take our freedom. The grape ape. Oh, the grey ape. Dreadnought with googly eyes. Come on. All the others went on fine. Why have you got to be a dick? Alright, fair enough. Most of the others got decent connection points. Is that what you want? Do you want more than one connection point? Do you want to go a bit further up there? Fine. I'll stick you a bit further up then. You can stick to the face. Yeah, I'm still not sticking googly eyes on ARC stuff though. Stay. Right, so now we have lots of big pretend speakers. I just need some guns to go on it now. So it's going to be a light show, so it's going to have a las cannon of some description. So we're going to put one of them together. Choose the big bloody las cannon. Wonder whether it was possible to add a flamethrower. Sparkles isn't here, so it's a possibility she may not be listening anymore. So what do you think? Think I can get a flamethrower to this? Can you dig it? Oh yeah. Oh, what on earth do I actually attach that to? I'm going to guess it's one of these things. How are you doing, Lee? You alright? Yeah. It's a weird thing. It is what it is. It's gonna be freaking huge, I know that much. This is gonna be way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Just because I'm realising I'm gonna have to add quite a lot of stuff to it to make it extra arky. I've got to get something out to mount the bloody las cannon thing on, which in this case is this, and that's going to go in there. Then hopefully I'm going to be able to find a place to mount it. But over here at this section or over here at this section might be the better option, just because I can glue it in. Sorry, can't see. Yeah, so fill in these sections at the back here. So let's see if it goes in or on. There we go, it's going there. For no other reason than it bloody fits. Now, I'm not sure where the contact points are, so I'm just gluing it all. Cause I can. Yeah. Last cannon for a laser show. He's also got pyrotechnics. How many freebooters in a mob? 10 plus Captain yeah, flash kits come in 10s. Just standard freebooters. Don't generally get captains with them. Just general boys. No, they're not important enough to warrant having anyone else with them, so they don't get that. So the boys can go get stuffed and do it on their own. Right, now I need the other big cannon to go on the other side, but then I need to stick the last cannon on the side of it because it's still got to be part of the light show. I'm not crazy, everyone else is. I'm sticking to that story. I've done a fair bit of stuff on this that I weren't quite expecting tonight, so once I've got this in place and I've done the gun to go on it, which I'm going to guess is going to go in there and on there and around there somewhere. I'm only guessing, and I've just realised I've used super glue, not normal glue, because I'm clever and smart. I did not use plastic glue, I used super glue, and now it's going to glue my fingers together. And not the actual thing that I want. Which hopefully that means now I can put a bit of that glue actually down there. And hopefully that'll hold it. Yay! It worked. Now I'm going to have to get a lot more guns, a lot bigger guns. I'm going to need lots of guns. Yeah, I'm going to need lots and lots of guns. So now we snip out these barrels. And they go on that side, with the last gun strapped to the side of them. Or last cannon strapped to the side of them, sorry. See, I may even strap some Eldar Shuriken stuff and Necrony stuff to the sides of other things. I'm not always using Imperium guns. If I've got any arc guns, big guns that I can pilfer as well from my other sets, then way bloody A. That is going to be awesome. This is therapy for me as well, see? This is what this is. This is therapy. Even says so. If I don't mean this as an insult to people, but I know most people don't bother going looking at a channel. they'll watch videos from the channel, but they don't go check out the homepage. You know, where the channel gives a little bit of a thinking. That's essentially what mine says. ADHD, need, non-epileptic attack disorder. And basically this is just all therapy. For the rest of it, you're going to have to go read it. But that's the crux of the thing. Some people do this for an income, some people do this for a living, some people get really fucking arsey about it, especially if you start doing stuff that they don't like. But I do it for therapy, because I'm an idiot. So, yeah, when I get projects like this in mind, oh dear. Oh diddle this. Pretty much everything goes out the window and he's like, oh right, okay, no, I'm gonna get this. But Cody, who was on Monday, was it Monday? Or was it Wednesday? No, it was Monday. Has even grander ideas for this than I do. And it's just like, okay, you do realise that's gonna take a ton of stuff to do and how to do it. Oh, that's got bullets on it. That looks like it's going to be excellent to go on the side of a laser style weapon. Because it's orcs. Why wouldn't it have bullets for ammunition? It's a gun. Guns have bullets. This is a light gun. Doesn't matter. Still has bullets. It might only be a backpack, but it covers up this section here. And now we have a las cannon with something covering up the side of it, so now I can glue it onto the side of... Yeah. I glue it onto the side of that when I actually turn it around and realise that I'm not being a complete idiot. Move to super glue, because I've lost far too much super glue by moving things and not having lids, and I've still not found the lid for it. So let's not be stupid. I know you're all going, but lads, you are. You're dumb. You're dumb as fuck at times. I know. But this time, I can't be dumb as fuck. I've got to be sensible. How's that just fallen off already? Get back on there. You are supposed to be bonded. Bonded. Glue on that nice flat section there, and then that nice flat section comes down here on the side of this cannon, and we have pyrotechnics and laser light show in one section. Hey, okay, I'm gonna go for a small break because my back's starting to hurt, and yeah, ooh, this is overwhelming a little. So can't let tisms go too bad, and otherwise they'll start coming out a lot. Although that usually gets me more subscribers, I don't particularly enjoy letting my tisms out online because it makes me feel a little bit vulnerable, just a little bit vulnerable. It does. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a break. Art music. We need to put the art music back on. See. Twisted gets it.
Always better fun and great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys.
Did that stop playing? Why was that not on loop anymore? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry, I was supposed to be on loop. So you got to do your heading over and over and over and over and over again. But yeah, it was supposed to be on loop, but it's not anymore. Okay. Anyway. We do have to think of things such as grot positioning on this thing. Or Gretchen positioning. So having some stood on guns or on speakers or even in speakers might not be such a bad idea. I am liking the idea of having at least one stood on a gun. Just to kind of be there adding extra bits of pew, 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 pew. Again, I can't glue those on until I've painted all this. I can't paint all this until I finish making it. So we have grots. We have grot that needs painting and he's on a standing, so means it can get glued in properly. And now what else do I need to do on here apart from add loads and loads of guns? I do need to add loads of guns. Let's go have a look at my bits box, see what guns I've got. And if I don't have guns, have I got any spikes or... I mean, I should have all sorts in this box. I know I've got barriers, and I know I've got random spiky bits and panelly bits and some more art glyphs that can go on. No guns so far. Lots of mechanical stuff. But no guns. I have barrels. I have scenery bits in this one. Most of scenery bits. Okay, I thought I had some guns of some description in here, but apparently I don't. I do have some nice art barricades which I could. I mean, I could use them for around the edges. But that kind of blocks it off a bit, doesn't it? If I was to get these and then start essentially get them the right way around, so it'd probably be better off going on that side, that one. And kind of run them around the edge. Yeah, I should have some more somewhere. Where have all the other art bits of there? Okay, so another nice big one to go along that edge. And then fill these bits up with scrap where needed. Around the edges, where it just overlaps. I would need the last one though. I would need one more. Wherever the last one is anyway. Because I know there's three. I know there's three. There it is. There's the last one, which is only a small one. Which would, which would kind of fill that kind of gap right at the front, leaving just a small section here for people to get in. Although leaving that one off does seem like a better option, to be quite honest. Or just having that one along that side and leaving, if I was going to have it, have that one along there. I think that kind of leaves two spots in to come in, I hope. So that's another idea, which I've only just had this very moment, and I like that idea actually. It just kind of finishes it off nicely around the edge. So it's a staged area, and then I can always raise it up if need be. Now it's going to be mad mech pile on his stuff as well. So I also have these. Now these again could be nicely placed in various sections to be essentially the power generators for these. I would have to chop off the Aquilus from the top though, so I think I'm going to make them power generators. That so we can see a bit better and unglue my hands. So I've already managed to get done what I initially wanted to tonight, but I've had other ideas, so I'm carrying on. I'm going to scrape off the bottom of these just so I can make sure it is. Now I can see if it fits in the middle there. Does it fit in there? It does just about fit in there. And does it fit in? No, it doesn't. So it's going to have to go below them both. Let's see, right as close to the bottom of that side as it can get, and then same again on that side, just to make sure. So splodgy glue on the bottom, and then glue that on. So then I have one nice power thing here. I'm going to put another one over this side. And then for next week, I'm going to go on the hunt for guns. And hopefully we're going to be able to load up loads of weapons, guns on it. Because I should have some Imperial Guard sprues somewhere with hopefully some spare Leman Russ cannons of some description. So that should be nice. It needs to be a little bit further that way. There we go. So we have power, we have speakers that don't work, we have pyrotechnics, and we have light show to start off with. Now this was a bit of an interesting one now. So I do need a lot more guns, I need a lot more cannons. I need a lot more other things in fact as well. And paint up the rest of the band and finish painting the rest of the band and finish painting the Gretchen, and do all the soldering to see if I can actually get this speaker system to work. While I am here though, I am going to have a quick check to see how long it is going to take excuse me one moment, I'm just going to go check something. Well, in my infinite wisdom, because they didn't mention anything and Sparkles didn't know anything about this, and it was delivered in her name, sorry Katie, I'm talking. The spare has arrived. So I'm going to have to message Lee. Because I'm going to have to package this up and send it off to Lee. And then hopefully he's going to be able to put it together, make sure it works, and send it back to me. At that point, I can actually start working on this properly. So what I'll do is, knowing if that's going to be the case, then absolutely excellent, and I can just build the case at my end and spray it and get everything right and ready and slidable in and out, so I can put it in there. But I can also try my ARC one and see which one works better. If we end up with 2 Bluetooth speakers, I'm not complaining. But I think I might have to take one of the boards from what Lee does and add it to the one that I've done to see if it works that way. Because I think I messed the other board up and I think I have damaged the chip. So, a quick scrape on the bottom of these ARC terrain pieces to take off the plastic, to take off the paint. So I know I can glue them down, and then I'm going to have to paint these individually, I think, and actually paint them more like this. So it does actually work. It should be fun and good. Excellent. Right, so now we know where we're working to. We have the 3 barricades, which are going to go around the edges. And I need to go looking for loads of guns. I mean, loads of guns. Now, I understand that I've not long gone for a break, but that was mainly because my back was hurting. I thought I actually had more to do than what I did, but I haven't. I've got it all done tonight. So it is looking rather nice now. The speakers and power pylons. If I can find any more of these little power pylon-y things, I'll put my hand behind it so you can see any more of these, then they will be getting glued to a couple of places just to look like it has got power going to it. I'm also going to try and fill in some of the gaps down the camera's out of the way. So some of these gaps back here I'm going to try and fill in as well, just so it's not as plain and open. I know I've put panels over the sides of it, but it doesn't quite look right, so I'm going to need to put more on it, and definitely more guns in between these sections. Because obviously we've got the guitarist on each of them and the drummer in there, so more guns in between here and up here as well. So lots of guns, hopefully, if I can find them. I've just got to go looking through a lot of bits boxes, which is going to take a while. So thank you very much, everybody who's came to say hello tonight, everybody who's still here, and everybody who's been and gone. If you've hit the subscribe button, I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. And that will be me for this evening. So please take care of yourselves, drive safe, and I will see you next time.